Dear friends, welcome to Bajwa Immigration Consultants with 12 years of experience in Australian education and migration field. Today we'll talk about skills assessment and trade occupations. So majority of applicants within Australia after completion of their bachelor's or master's in the field of accounting, IT, MBA always encounter same problem. That is, they don't have enough points towards their PR application or an EOI invitation. And they always try to gain more points through courses like either NATI, professional year, work experience, or try to get more bands in IELTS. So the major problem is that majority of applicants, after paying the huge tuition fees, they'll get a 2 years of work visa, and by the end, they will try to go again towards student visa because they haven't got the enough points or they haven't got the EOI invitation. So the person in all this process gets the biggest benefit is the consultants because they're still getting the commission from the educational institutes, and that's why they direct you to student visa. So in this video, we'll tell you actually the problem and the solution, as well as we'll tailor it around skills assessment and the job ready program. So what happens is that the biggest thing which gets neglected, or the occupations that get neglected, are trade occupations. Could be due to not having enough knowledge or inexperienced advice. What are trade occupations? Trade occupations are occupations that are motor mechanic, painters, carpenters, chef, bricklayers, cabinet makers, and etc. So why is trade occupations in that much demand? Because the number of applicants are less, whereas the number of seats are more. And that's what we will show you on the immigration website. Let's go on the immigration website so that you can also have a look simultaneously as we go. The immigration website address is www.homesaffair.gov.au. So once we are in this website, as you can see on the screen, you click on individuals and travelers, and then we go to working in Australia. Once you're there, you go to skill select, and once you're in skill select, we'll look into occupation ceilings. So we just will go down. Let me find where the trade occupations are. So let's go and find them. They're generally at the bottom. So here I'm just going to highlight them. So they are, as you can see, motor mechanics, structural and steel welding traders, as well as glaziers, and then wall and floor tiles, plumbers, electricians. All of these occupations, as I've highlighted, will come under trade occupation. And you can see, if you just look into the number of people that are required, for example, in motor mechanic, you need 5,980. And how many seats have been occupied? Only 47. And let's look at another one. Chefs, for example, 2,675, and they've got only 57. Carpenters, 6,968, and so far, only 18. So let's look at the invitation rounds. 7th of March 2018, just a recent round. You can see accountants, auditors, electronical engineers, other engineer professionals, computer network professionals. If you see the point score, it's 75 or 80. That is really, really high. And to get those points, it's really hard. So let's look at, that's the reason. I'm just going to compare now. If you look at accountants, how many required? 4,785. But how many seats already been occupied? 2,633. So which shows that actually the demand is more, but even the supply is more as well. So there's more supply and you've got less seats, a lot of competition. Even look at IT professionals, 1,574, and so far they've got 1,067. So hardly any seats are left, as you can see. For example, software and application programmers, 6,202, almost 50% seats are filled, 3,185. So if you can do your comparison and see, motor mechanics, hardly, 5,980, and you have got only 47. And that is similar or consistent with all the other trade occupations. Painters, 2,780, and so far, only single digit, and that's 5 they've found. Chefs, 2,675, as I've talked earlier as well. So you can see the seats are more and only few seats have been occupied. So now we will talk about the skills assessment for these trade occupations, because it is prerequisite in order to apply for PR in these trade occupations. So for example, it all depends on your occupation. So if you are a chef, you would require certificate 4 in commercial cookery plus 360 hours of experience. Whereas if you are a painting trade worker, you would require certificate 3 in painting and decorating plus 360 hours of work experience. If you are a bricklayer, certificate 3 in bricklaying or block laying plus 360 hours of work experience. Motor mechanic, certificate 3 in light vehicle mechanical technology with 360 hours of work experience. So now that's what the step 1 job ready program, or you can say that's what you require for provisional skills assessment. Once you've got provisional, then we'll go to the step 2, that is the actual skill assessment or job ready program, which will cost you around $500. So in order to have that, you must complete at least 1,725 hours of paid employment over a period of 12 months. As well as during your employment, you'll be required to keep a monthly journal. So what that means is describing all the job responsibilities that you do every day at your workplace. After that, we come to step 3, which is called as job ready program or the provisional skills assessment. It'll cost you $2,000. And what happens is you'll focus on the activities that you do on your job on a daily basis. So what you need for this step is 863 hours of paid employment. So once you've done 863 hours over a minimum of 6 months, so within 6 months and 863 hours, then that has been registered via the online portal and it's been approved by TRA. What happens? You apply, and then an assessor from TRA will visit your workplace in order to take your practical examination. So you don't have to be stressed about it. It is just a person coming up and seeing what you do every day, and you will be doing for the last 6 months. So it's just and based on our experience or knowledge and wisdom, most of our clients generally pass this test in first attempt. So now we come to step 4, and the fees is around $150. So at the end, once you pay $150, you finish your test, you complete your required 172 hours of work experience within 12 months, you will get your final assessment that is known as a job ready or a skills assessment in your occupation. So the entire program cost will be of the job ready program, or you call it skill assessment, is $2,950. So let me give you some examples. For example, you can see up on a screen, I'm talking about John. He's got a skill assessment as a motor mechanic. Now we'll talk how he can get PR or how that will work, the PR points breakdown. For age, if you're between 25 to 32, you get 30 points. Education, bachelor's or master's, 15 points. 2 years of work, Australian study, 5 points. IELTS, PTE, 7 each, you get 10 points. If you've got 6 each, there's no points. So at least 10 points. For 10 points, you do need to get 7 each. 1 year of work experience, or you've already done the job ready, so you'll get 5 points of your skills assessment as well. So total point will be 65. That will make you eligible for 190 or 189 or 489 subclass visa application. These points are very low. If you just remember, we were talking about accounting, and you know how much points were there? About 80, 75. Here, with 65, you'll be eligible. Let's take another example. Peter has skills assessment as a chef. So for age, he'll get 30 points. For education, he gets 15 points. 2 years of Australian study, he gets 5 points. For IELTS and PTE, maybe he gets just 0 points because he's got 6 each. But still, he's got 1 year of work experience. That'll give him 5 points. But state sponsorship can also give him 5 or 10 points. So that will make his total points 60, which will make him eligible for subclass 190 or 489 visa application. These points are still low as compared to IT or accounting, but still they're easy to achieve and will help you towards for applying for PR. So what we would like to say by showing these examples was that those students who are doing accounting or masters or bachelors in any other field and are struggling to get PR, they should not be getting disappointed because they still have an option. In this video, we have tried to explain that those applicants who are currently enrolled or have completed bachelor's, master's in accounting or IT and are struggling to get PR or EUI invitation, they don't need to get disappointed. You still have a chance to get skill assessment in trade occupation, and that too without changing your course. We have tried to explain in this short video that you still have a chance, a smart option towards your PR, which is through trade occupation. If you need more specific information related or regarding your case, you are welcome to contact us, and our contact information is up on the screen. And our team will be very happy to help you as we do for all other thousands of our clients. Thank you.